My name's Ian. We got a new cast of boys today. Introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I'm Cameron.
What's up, Cameron?
It's pretty
Joseph.
Edward.
Good job. Now you know the voices.
Oh, yeah.
Joseph.
No.
Sorry,
Do it.
you got the topics
Let's
out.
go.
Okay.
All right. So I got a story. Huh? When we were about to get my dog, my dad didn't want anything to do with her. He wanted to he said that if he ever saw poop in the backyard, he was gonna kill me. Right? Okay. He's super against the dog. Now, that was 2 years ago. Now we have the dog. She's a good dog, and he loves the dog. Right? He won't admit it. I'll ask him so many times, "Hey, Dad, do you like this dog?" He'll be like, "No." But then
Angry dad noise.
angry dad noise. Insert. And as soon as I leave the room, like, "Oh, I love you, Lily." Are you kidding me, man?
So you're saying
yeah. Now I want to know who does the dog love the most in your family?
Okay. Usually it's probably my dad because
I knew it.
there's always been kind of like that weird thing that happens with dads. They're like, I don't want the dog, and then
Right.
2 years later they're like John Wick,
They want the
and
dog. Bro.
the dog dies, and they're like, I'm gonna kill anyone who killed my dog. Loads Glock with intentional reason and starts going ham on a holy quest of destroying the ones who destroyed the dog. Yeah, and so basically, it's also could be another reason too. Is like the dad feeds the dog.
No, my dad doesn't feed the dog at all. My dad doesn't do anything to take care of the dog. Well, he never used to. Now my dad brushes the dog every day. He's the only one that brushes our dog. It's kind of weird. When he's like lying on the bed and the dog's not with him, he's like, "Where's the dog? Oh, go to the dog." Where'd you get him?
I don't own a dog.
You don't own it? No, that's a big
No. I've had 4 dogs at one time before.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's illegal. You know that, right?
I was in Nevada.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's like
Nevada.
Yeah, it's like low count California, and that's it. Yeah.
Dude, it is like the next place that weed's gonna be legalized.
Yeah. We had 4 dogs, and that was it was my mom who loved them the most at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my dad was always the one who was like, if that dog shits on this fucking floor, I'm gonna beat the shit out of it.
That's what I said. Like, that's a How about you, Edward?
Well, pets are an interesting thing. As far as I remember, I'd say first memory of a pet would be a hamster, and I killed the hamster.
Oh my God! What?
Okay, damn, this is right a 180.
I was like 6 years old. Obviously, I don't remember most of the details, but I decided it'd be a good idea to jump on the bed with the hamster on the bed.
Oh my god!
I ended up breaking 2 of its legs, and because of complications from that, it died shortly afterwards. I had no concept of death at the time.
How old are you?
I was just
Sorry.
confused. I was like 6, and I killed my hamster.
Holy shit! Why would you? I mean, like, not why, but I mean, like, when did you actually learn about death? Was that, like, after that? Did your parents have to, or, like, whoever was taking care of you have to?
It's kind of a sad story. I've been kind of numb to death my entire life.
Oh, well.
My father died in 2008. It's just like...
It's just been numb.
Just like, what are you going to do?
So you're saying a psychopath.
I'm a psychopath.
No,
yes.
he's always been a psychopath.
Yeah,
Ever since I met this guy, I knew he killed a hamster.
Me being on the show is probably risky anyways. Okay,
Oh my
so...
God! Any other pets? Just the
After
hamster
that,
time?
had guinea pigs. They had a bunch of small guinea pig children, and then we sold those. And then I didn't have a pet for a while.
No dogs.
Oh no, there's still plenty. I think the next thing we got was a ferret, and then subsequently we ended up having 4 ferrets like 2 years later.
Dude,
and
ferrets?
they're fun
Nasty.
animals, but it's so hard to keep them clean and everything, and they smell horrible.
That's
so
what I
you have
said.
to,
Like I said, ferrets. Nasty.
yeah, we got rid of them. I think all of them 2 years ago. And
Makes sense.
they're a lot of work.
Did you kill them too?
No.
Start sweetening them around like socks with whatever
Butter.
it is. Yeah, like
Butter.
just sweetening them around.
And then I had cockatoos. Those are some of the most annoying animals on the planet. Like when we first got them for like 2 weeks, they would chirp or whatever the entire night. So we didn't have them for long. It was only a few months.
Right, next group.
But
down the line.
because I know with like my dog, I got a poodle named Oso. He's like the alpha of the house, and he's just kind of he's such a calm but old man. But he's
He's a
not
good
even
boy.
that old. He's like 3 years old.
Oh wait, I met him. I remember
Yeah,
him.
but the only reason why he acts like an old man is because we got like 2 other dogs that are like crazy. One's on crack cocaine named Rocky. It's just like a pit bull,
So you're not
something.
doing that. He doing that, but
No, I mean like he just
Okay.
there's like nothing like
he just doesn't stop.
there's nothing wrong with like
Is he
pit
skinny?
bulls.
Is he skinny?
No, he's a muscular dog. He's
On
a small
coke?
muscular dog, but he just loves people so much. Like every time I come home, he's just like, I'm going to pee if you touch me because I'm so excited.
Sounds like a drug addict.
I know, he's so crazy. And he loves me. And he like busts down my door each time. Like if I'm in bed sleeping and the door's open, he'll just ram it and then bust it closed. And then he can't get in. Then he starts getting all sad because he's like, eh. But then we got like another poodle because my grandma she breeds poodles, purebred, and we just get it for free because they're nice dogs. Poodles are nice dogs, but anyway, we got the last dog who's named Pico, and he's kind of just starting to take up Rocky's kind of habits of being a crackhead, but he's also just kind of like a child who's super lazy and only copies people when needed.
Okay.
So, like, if you leave him with Oso, he'll be like, I'm just going to be, like, dead on the ground. He just lays there, and he just dies. It's kind of funny, but then my dad just kind of, like, treats him like not, I wouldn't say, like, soldiers, but he likes to have pretty hard discipline. He's like, line up, and they're like, shoot, how do we line up? And then he lines them up. But it's, I don't know. He has kind of an interesting connection with them, but they love him, so. Cameron never went to Van.
I
I'm
can't.
sorry.
I
have
can't
a
wait
bad
till we
habit.
go to the shed.
I'm a
this year.
pretty big
I have a
black
bad
sheep in
habit
this
of
group.
calling.
It's
Edward
okay.
Eric, you know, it happens.
Just my aforementioned deceased father's name. You know.
That was
oh
a
my
that was a
God.
180. I think we need to divert from this
Oh,
topic.
Oh yeah,
No,
story
no, no,
time.
I've got a story.
Story time with Cameron.
Story time with Cameron.
Did I ever tell you the chicken story with my mom?
No.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I
I'm down
hate
now.
chickens.
okay.
Please help.
So I was like 5 years old, and we went to this ranch, and we bought like 3, or I guess it was just one fertilized chicken egg that we were gonna hatch in an incubator. We made this huge incubator, and we were gonna hatch a rooster, and it was gonna be awesome. So, like, I don't know how long chickens hatch, or like how long they're in an egg, but one day it started to hatch. All right. So it started to hatch, and my mom read up somewhere that sometimes the chickens help the eggs hatch, or the chicks hatch. So she thought it would be a good idea to grab a needle and decide to help the chick get out of the egg.
Like poking a hole or like.
Yeah, like poking a hole and just being, I'm going to help you, and just start chipping away. She ended up stabbing it straight through its body.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. She ended up just going,
Did it even have like sufficient vocal cords or like?
no, all it did was just,
No.
Just- just died.
Just died. That is
And-
so bad.
And my dad went up to her and he was like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to help it? And she's like, I thought it would be a good idea. I thought I could just help it. And it's dead.
God, Mom, you killed the baby chicken.
Killed
And she
baby
wouldn't
shit.
tell me until the day later. And I was like, is the chicken dead? And she's like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's dead.
It's dead.
Oh my God. No, that reminds me. Have you seen those videos of a Russian dude trying to make a homunculus?
What?
Yeah. Okay. So he's apparently. God, I'm ashamed to admit that I've dived into this rabbit hole, but yeah, he's taken various types of eggs and inserted his own life essence into them.
Wait, can we?
No.
What's the definition of homunculus?
Yeah.
If you're
So it's basically injecting your own DNA into another animal.
well, yeah, you could say homunculus. It's really a lot of stuff. There's a lot of legends
Let's
behind
look
it,
it up
but
right
it's
now.
basically directly tied with Philosopher's Stone. You know, being immortal and all that.
You are a psychopath.
Before we talk about that, yeah, and they're obviously fake videos, but like sometimes actual like apparently live things come out of it, and it's just funny. One of them, like it scares him. You can hear him cursing in Russian. He grabs a book and just starts slamming it on the creature.
Oh.
It's one of the most interesting but horrible things I've ever seen.
Why
I'll have to
would
show
you?
So could you repeat that topic again?
No.
What was it?
Homunculus.
Okay, we can look that up probably later and maybe go into it
Right now.
But anyway, I have a chicken story. It was my cousin, one of my cousins. My grandma has a farm, and my cousin was there on the farm, and they got chickens. My cousin goes up to my grandma and is like, "Oh, this one got like a broken leg. What do we do with it?" And my grandma grabs it. And she's like, "Here, we can do this." Grabs it and chucks it into like the cows area, like the cow corral or whatever it is.
I don't know.
And then a bunch of cows just ran over it.
Oh, that's
Yeah, she
that's
threw
great.
this disabled chicken because it was something happened probably at birth and just chucked it.
That sounds like if you had a horse with a broken leg and decided, let's just drag it over to these pride of lions and just see what happens.
But it wasn't even beneficial to the cows though. The cows didn't know. They just ran it over.
They're just
So it'd just be like, let's just hand it over to like maybe like a shooting squad. Yeah, like treat it like a prisoner of war or something. That was probably like I don't know.
I don't see any beneficial for that.
But that's the thing. Well, it's disabled though. You can't just be like you're trying to sell the meat.
And have it get trampled by a bunch of cows?
Well, you can't let it grow up because it's gonna obviously first suffer and die. And apparently, the first thought she thought was not snapping its neck was to throw it
like a hand grenade.
Oh.
Yeah, just throw it like a hand grenade.
Not even a gun. Just
Yeah,
like
and then
throw
but
it.
it just
yas, dude.
well, if it was a gun, then it would just explode the poor.
That chicken's last moments are filled with fear of this giant behemoth of an animal just coming over and going.
Probably not. It was probably like, wow, I could fly, and then hits the ground and even more crippled
First
and like
chicken to fly.
oh,
Chicken flies, dies instantly.
just like T-Rex arms over here, just like oh, someone kill me, and then some cows just come in and just like
Kill 'em.
snap its poor little neck.
This is so sad. I'm crying right now.
Yeah, I know. I bet like the other chickens were like, is that gonna happen to me?
I actually have 2 chicken stories now.
Oh,
Wait,
really?
oh,
I just
okay.
remembered.
Another one.
Yeah, this one took place in Billings. So I was driving with my mom, and I was driving. So
Scary.
yeah, we were driving. We're on like the south end, so it's not a great area. And
Are you
That's
making fun of
dude.
property?
Whoa.
no, by a
Whoa.
great area, I mean like there's some weird stuff going on.
Dude, that's
Oh my
racist.
Like and all of a sudden, just out of this yard comes in a chicken, just a full-grown chicken, just flying through the air, and it lands on the road, and all I go. I
Did you run over a chicken?
I wasn't gonna stop.
Dude, we got some murderers at this table.
Yeah, I remember running it over and going like, "Did that just happen? Like, what a stupid chicken! It just instant. I didn't even see it.
Chicken and headlights, my guy.
He was in the middle of the day.
God. Oh,
He was in the middle of the day. It's just a
chicken
stupid
in
chicken.
daylight, bro.
So you just
Yeah.
ran it over.
It flew right in front of the car. I was moving it.
Did make a sound.
Yeah, tunk tunk. As I ran over its body.
Tunk tunk.
Oh, that's
Chicken
that's
squeal.
horrible. I know. I don't know. We should probably get to another topic. 'cause-
Okay. Guys,
Talking about deaths of chickens.
Yeah, we moved to pets.
Look at it.
Oh,
Just watch.
oh no.
It's gigantic.
But we can talk about some of
Okay,
Joseph's.
No, don't. Okay.
That thing's like 12
I have
feet
it
tall.
right here.
What's a
Edward-
good topic?
Look at this
Edward.
creature.
Edward, sit down.
Okay. So recently, I was diagnosed with ADHD.
Oh,
I get
what,
a-
what a surprise.
Woo, woo. I know, right?
ADHD.
Yeah, let's go. baby.
How do you even get diagnosed?
I'm on the meds.
Is he weird?
Just get
Yeah.
diagnosed.
And they're just like,
Yeah,
don't
hey.
let me expect you.
Also,
That's
a slight
my
chance I have
magnifying-
autism too, but we don't talk about that.
I don't think you have autism.
No, it'd be very little if I did, Anyway,
I only have 2% autism.
2% autism.
I say if I have anything, it's because of brain damage. That's probably it.
Oh
I
god,
ran
I've
into
hurt
one.
my head so many times.
But
Oh, that's
so
great.
is that the topic? The
Well,
ADHD?
no, I'm just gonna keep it. Now I'm on some meds. I
Oh.
got the medis, bro. And the thing about like the one I take in the night is like it's Ritalin, right? It's a miracle drug. If I
Oh, yeah.
wanted to, I could sell that. Like, oh my god, but I'm not going to because I can actually do stuff now, and it's amazing.
'Cause
Like
it's
before,
wow.
like I mean, it kind of explains a lot. Really, I mean, everybody would agree here that I look like a 7th grader right now. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, like I already told Cameron on the way over here. Like, I was at a restaurant this summer, going into 10th grade, not 10th grade yet, and the waitress comes up and asks me, "Hey, what grade are you going into this year? 7th, 8th?" And I'm like, 10th. Like, oh, you know, and I can't even blame her. I don't know. I just look, yeah. I mean, like, I just don't get it,
So did that like affect your like?
dude. Self-esteem, yes.
No, of course.
Yes.
But I mean, like, does that
I've
like
never felt
affect?
so low.
Did the doctor say it like affect your like
Well,
hormones?
I mean, it just like that, and like there's like ADHD is such a wide term.
yeah.
Like it could be a lot of things. Like up until like 2 years ago, like I mean, my voice, my voice is still high pitched. I don't know what my voice sounds like for sure, but until I play this back, but like I remember like 2 years ago hearing my voice over the phone, and I'm like, that kid's like 7 years old, like, and it kind of made me mad.
I
And,
think-
like, and that's why like some people don't take me seriously, you know, and like I don't like it.
yeah, I
Not
think
fun time.
This is so sad.
It's so sad.
we're hitting some
Depression.
deep topics. I
Yeah,
think
that's
we
too
need to
deep.
hit-
New topic.
Edward and I were talking on the way here with
Uh-huh.
I want to know the history of the one man who like screams the ogre thing.
Shrek.
I don't think you should
He
play
knows.
this.
They know what I'm talking about.
I
Yeah.
don't think you should play
No.
the video. But look,
Copyright?
yeah, don't play the video. But I mean, like, look up the man's channel.
What am I into? Race type Lady Gaga.
Yeah, what is that?
That sounds bad.
What is it?
It's just this crazy old man, and he has
Pedophile?
the worst snaggle teeth I've ever seen.
Pedophile question mark?
E. Markiplier.
Yeah, it's like what?
Lord
Farquaad.
It just. I want to know.
E.
Yeah, to be specific, that's who we're talking about.
Yeah, if you ever look him up, it's whatever we just said. You probably.
Oh my god.
It's
He's got
fine
the black
now.
wig on. That reminds me, like, Dr. Respect, what's the big deal with him?
Disrespect?
I've watched his
he
stuff,
got-
it's not even that good. But, like, no, he got, like, the Streamer Award, the Streamer of the Year Award. It's like,
What?
For-
Dude,
yeah.
he cheated
For
on
what?
his wife.
On like Nickelodeon?
yeah, it was actually a big deal. I'm just like, I've watched some of his stuff. It's not even like, he just gets mad at a video game.
Dr. Disrespect my wife.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Jared from Subway, by the way.
Oh,
Wait, that's...
Oh, yes, sir.
Well,
yes,
maybe let's not
sir.
talk about that on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't think we can be allowed to
Yeah.
talk
That's some
about.
old school topics.
These are some
Oh,
old school.
Jared from Subway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Probably.
Dr.
Wow.
Disrespect's been on YouTube. How
Bro.
long?
I
Twitch.
lost 70 pounds.
He was on
or
Twitch?
something.
Yeah, he's a streamer.
Oh yeah, he is.
primarily Twitter.
I thought he had a YouTube channel.
He plays...
They all have YouTube channels.
That's true, but I feel
Probably.
like doesn't he? How long has he been on there though? Because that's the thing is, I
Who
swear,
knows?
I swear he's been on there
Who
for
cares?
so long.
That's what
Who
I'm
cares?
talking about.
What is Danny doing? I kind of want to know. What that
Danny
is.
is...
Oh, I don't.
I feel like I should. Should we call Danny?
No.
Not.
On the podcast?
Star appearance, Danny.
Danny
Daniel
time,
Aldrini.
I feel like
Danny.
we should call him.
No.
No, we should call him.
We should call Danny.
Do it. Call him.
I'll call him.
Don't let him
Let me see how Danny sounds on the phone.
know. Call him the word we're not supposed to say.
No. Danny? Yeah.
You're on the podcast.
Yeah.
You're a guest star.
Nick just said that I'm not. It's on now.
Yeah.
Just say something.
No. You can't say
moment.
anything. But like, we want to know. What would be a good question for Danny?
Oh,
and
maybe a
Dreamy?
good question.
Mr. Andrew. What's
Andrew, would you like anything to say to
stop
the viewers?
choking? Okay.
Our 2 viewers on YouTube.
Have you
Wait, what's that one thing that you were talking about with the egg thing?
Egg?
Dude, no,
The Russian
no.
thing.
Egg? Have you ever tried to create your own homunculus, Danny?
Of course.
Do you know the Russian dude? The Russian dude. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I can't pull it.
Yeah.
up.
Do you want to know where you came from?
The
You're
womb.
my little sock homunculus.
Oh right.
Oh,
When
right.
your sock
But-
starts crawling.
But you just said that
Rise
you,
my creation.
you just said that your dad died though.
Yeah, Danny created me.
But Danny's dead then.
No, his dad was just a guy I paid off.
Yeah.
We did.
Okay.
But Danny, I guess you're dead then.
No.
Yeah.
The guy that I paid off died off, so I got my money back.
The man with the house is alive.
But Danny, should we let you go? Are you in percussion practice right now?
No, I'm eating a burrito.
You
Why?
idiot. Why aren't you on the podcast?
Yeah, I had to take your
No,
place.
I went. I had to buy these, like these sticks, for Christmas, and then I sold a snare drum.
Wait, you sold a snare
And
drum?
then Nick was like, and then I thought like, oh, I had to grab my laptop. And I was like, I can't do that. I'll be late.
And then so you couldn't come.
So I was like, and then Nick was like, we'll just do it next week, and I'll be on next week.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
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 Should we let you go and have you enjoy your burritos that you bought with your.
Hold on, before I go, new podcast of the basement today.
Oh, you're doing it today.
Yeah.
Cool. Because that's
Okay,
what.
bye.
See ya, Danny.
Oh, bye. Oh, that was abrupt. Oh, sirs.
Oh well.
Sir.
That's Mr. Andrini for you.
The question is Nick capable of cutting any of this in post?
Yeah, probably, but not a lot. Though that's the thing is, it's like you can only cut like
So much.
whatever is there. As in, I don't know if you could separate sound. As in, if there's something in the background, you can't just be like, isolate it, cut it,
No, I'm just saying.
because
How
we're
long have
primitive.
Been on for.
20 no. Oh, we 20 some minutes. Anyway, we got
That's
some
fair.
new topics. What are some new topics? You guys look something up. Didn't you? What? Put that away. That's
So-
copyright.
That's
we're,
copyright.
So we're all gamers here, right?
Gamers.
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
What are you talking
Gamer.
about? Gamer
Gamer.
comfort.
We're gamers.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gamers. How do you feel about gamers right now?
Well, like,
Nice.
are you saying like?
Gamers have a bad rep in society.
We're going
No,
into
is
a deep
it-
topic now. Hey.
Okay.
I think.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'll stop now.
No,
Stop
we
now.
can go into this topic, but I mean, like,
You gotta do
is
right.
it through the media's eyes, or is it through like all the other cliques in groups that see
Definitely
gamers like
media.
this?
Like-
It's growing though.
Is it growing?
No, not the oppression.
dude.
It's the amount of people who accept it.
I know so many kids with an Xbox or a PS4. Like,
Yeah.
you can't be like, it's just the media.
It's just
Let's be
becoming
honest.
a-
Media
I mean,
parents.
like, I've been watching Parks and Rec
Boomer.
lately, and it really puts into perspective how dumb politics and like news and stuff can be.
Imagine watching Parks and Rec. Just kidding.
Where
I
it's
have
like,
to say, I think it's better than The Office. Jim, nothing wrong.
You
Do better than Jim. And
Wait.
Pam,
but like that's always what I've always wondered. Which one's better, Parks and Rec and The Office? And I honestly say,
but Parks
yeah, Parks and Rec. I don't
Parks
know.
and Rec?
Office
I watched
is
Parks and Rec.
generic. Wait, can I say this?
What?
Generic
Yeah,
white girl material.
you can say that.
Yeah.
Precisely.
It's. I'm not saying like.
Dude,
It's a White
we're-
Valley Girl
dude,
show.
Our
It's-
channel
Oh, I've watched
has like
The
not
Office
even
43
20
times.
subscribers, and you're freaking out.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but still, I'm just saying, like, it's just generic. It's bland. It's got the same joke.
Bland.
But it's just, I don't know. There's one show though I want to talk about. This one of my topics that I had back at home was how do you guys feel about Disney Plus and the original show called the High School Musical, the series.
Never gonna watch it.
That's the title. Is that the title?
That's the full title. High School Musical.
Oh, my God.
the musical, the series.
Kill me.
Really?
dead, dude.
Yes, that's what it's
Really?
called.
That sucks.
Yeah, I don't understand. Who is on like
Bro, that's like
Like,
something 5-year-old girls don't watch.
advertising? Yeah, like so. My brother and I watched it, and we were like, okay, let's see what this is all about. Because
You actually watched
I
it?
watched the first
Yeah,
episode.
Bleach your
I
eyes.
watched
That's
Bleach
what I-
your eyes.
that's
Oh
what-
my god.
This is how I can describe it in like probably one sentence: The Office, but teenagers and not really funny things. So it's like really awkward that like zooms in, shaky camera sort of, where they're like they get two people and they're like, I'm breaking up with you, and they're like, what? And then it's like goes to them, he's like, I didn't know this happening, and that's literally it. It's like, oh, it's basically a podcast, but
Oh.
but
Sounds a lot like a worse iCarly.
it basically, but.
Alright.
Like there's like those like not when I wouldn't say like interviews, but when they talk to the cameraman or something, or they look at the camera like, what? That's so crazy.
What is this?
Yeah, they're like, he's gonna audition, and then like the one black girl looks at the camera like, and then and it's really generic too. Where they're like, you get the two main characters, you got the one girl one, you got the one guy one, and then there are two friend side characters, and the girl obviously has to have the side black character girl because diversity. They're like,
Sounds
guys,
like-
we need diversity.
This sounds like a worse version of every Disney
We might
show
be
ever.
getting into some uncharted territory.
But that's what like
What?
shows do though.
All right.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
I have no problem with it, but I mean like if you want some diversity, just I don't care. Make the
You want
character.
diversity, add more members. Like we were talking about earlier, The Office. I feel like part of the reason why it's kind of boring is 'cause, like obviously I was gonna say there's not much you can do with a show like that, but really you should be able to do anything. Like if you're creating a production that big, or how big it got. But I feel like it's a relatively small cast.
Mhm.
The characters just kind of get stale.
That's because they just kind of
And I can only imagine how bad High School the Musical, the series, whatever.
High School the musical, the series.
High School the musicals.
It's so dumb of a title. Who was on advertising? That's always I wonder.
Bro, they got crackheads on Disney Plus.
It's true.
It's just old men thinking that children like ironic memes, right?
No.
This is going to be one of
That's
those
not.
things.
That definitely didn't happen.
That is what happened.
Oh yeah, and then another
Rumors
thing was
of
is that the main guy character side friend is a gamer, and he's like, I'm a gamer, and he goes down in his basement and he's got gamer stuff, and he's like,
Are you serious?
yeah, they're
Oh my
like,
god, Ian's a gamer.
I know,
But
but
he's gonna abandon us for Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
Dungeons
yeah.
and Dragons. I was like, I need something to do on Wednesday. I'm so bored and done. And then in English class, they're like, Dungeons and Dragons, come on Wednesday. I'm like, hey guys,
And that's what switched the light bulb of all things.
I was like, "Psh, why not? What else am I gonna do? Sports? 'Cause
Dungeons and Dragons.
sports?
We're all virgins. Virgins. Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't know. It's something else, man.
Oh,
It's
God.
got
I heard it's fun. It just gets a bad rap, but
it
whatever.
gets a bad rap, I say, but it's also matters like who you're playing with. Like, say if you're just playing with a bunch of like people that you don't know and that really know the game and who are just like, I'm gonna play to win or something like that. Then
That's
it's like,
great.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. But like if you're playing with some like dumbasses who just want to like have fun, or just people who are just like, I know the game, but I'm gonna do some stupid garbage, like, oh, maybe kill some person and then have the entire like territory go after me or something, this one place or something. I don't know. Like, see, you just gotta play with people who actually like risk, and not people who are just gonna be like, I'm just gonna stay alive or do something cool.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's just basically a huge gambling game. That's it, because you're just like rolling dice.
Literally.
That's it. You roll dice to see if you can kill someone, and if you get a low number, sucks to be you. You just died.
Yeah. I think that's why Uno is fun, is that you can't really pushy shit out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be in it, and it's a game about chance.
Yeah.
It's not.
The only thing is like with Dungeons and Dragons, it's like it's nerd stuff. It's
Yeah,
just
you're a nerd, my man.
yeah. It's just like
It's a
imagination.
Dude.
That's it. And so it takes you back to those childhood days of imagination. And that's why it's always like gets a bad rap of being oh it's nerd stuff.
Is it technically bad rap or bad rap? Rap is in reputation,
I think it's-
right?
Yeah, I think it's
Bad
oh
rap.
shoot.
Bad rap, dude.
Darn it, I
Wow,
said it
you-
wrong.
You said bad rap too.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't even
Is it
No,
bad
it's a
rep or
rep.
rap?
I think
It's
right.
both.
I think
Come on.
it
'Cause
matters actually where you're from,
Oh,
because
Really?
that's the thing.
Alright,
Is
moving on.
it starts running into slangs.
All right.
And
That was it. All right.
English.
Nickelodeon versus Disney Channel.
Disney. Nickelodeon sucks.
No,
Oh,
Nickelodeon.
no, Nickelodeon, bro.
No, I shouldn't say that. They got SpongeBob.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about,
They
bro.
got SpongeBob. They got Rugrats,
Right?
which I wasn't super into.
And
but
now
it's
that
so
brings
good.
me to meme of the year.
Meme of
What do
the
you guys
year?
think? I mean,
Whoa.
decade. I'm sorry.
Decade. That's
Decade. What do you guys think?
There's
Okay.
so much.
They're thinking about it. A lot of people are thinking SpongeBob. I might have to hit up on that too because it's been around for so long.
I
I
don't-
still see SpongeBob memes.
I don't even think I can go with SpongeBob.
Dude,
man.
I
I'm
know.
gonna have to say Minion memes.
Shut
No,
up! Shut
I
up!
send them to-
You middle-aged
I
mom.
send them to my son at soccer practice every Sunday.
Oh, of course, yes.
You sent us some really
Oh my
disturbing
God.
images on
That's
Discord.
Oh,
great.
I've sent some very disturbing Minion memes.
Get
Yeah.
out of my dominion.
Anyway, there's-
That's
There's-
I have to be
Shut-
more soccer mom.
Oh yeah.
but like I think is the decade of or the meme of the decade. Can't even speak.
Decade of the meme.
Decade of the meme. Anyway, I think what it should be is Mr. Carl Stefan. Stefan? I think it's Carl Stefan, the guy who played the villain from Lazy Town.
You know what? I
You
wouldn't
know what?
be
We-
opposed to that.
We need to pay respect for that.
We need to pay respect for that man.
Pay respect.
And
Pay
He was
respect
a
for
G.
Juice WRLD.
No.
Shut up! He will be burned.
No.
You will be burned.
That's disrespectful.
Was he?
No, I'm not talking about burning juice. I'm talking about burning the N-word, by the
Oh,
way.
right. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, burn you
whoa,
for
saying
whoa, dude, that's a bad turn.
I don't think I think rappers can.
Rappers are. Oh,
We
God.
can talk about that later. I'm talking about memes.
Lazy
and-
Town.
I like the oh god,
Yeah.
the one where it's like the first something to discover something must have been like, and it's just a new way. It's a parasite, and it's lived for so long.
We're talking about the face guy because they obviously can't see that.
Yeah,
Where he's like, looks at the camera, looks
it's
back.
smiling.
Yeah. And it's just
Look
like,
it up.
what?
I don't know. There's just
I still
there's
think
so much. It's so hard to say.
I still
Wait,
think it's
so-
I think it's Carl Stefan because he's our number one and he should be number one.
He is number
What is the longest lasting
We are
meme
number one.
though?
No, that's the longest
SpongeBob.
lasting.
It's SpongeBob.
one.
Dude.
SpongeBob. I hate to say it.
Well,
It is. Come on.
but
Think.
could you
Just
even
think.
call it a meme anymore?
No, that's the thing.
That's
Is
true.
like
It's-
SpongeBob's last so longer, but it's the only thing is who being a meme though. That's the
It's
the
just.
situation.
It's
though.
Eating
oversaturated,
at
man.
Wendy's
Because
like a boss.
I
I
know
see
you-
SpongeBob memes
Shut
are
up.
good. They're like bad relatable memes now. Like SpongeBob memes are good. Like when I was like in 6th grade, they made like try not to laugh SpongeBobs. Those are okay. So, like,
That's-
but like those were.
We should probably recheck those out because they're probably not going to be.
Imagine
okay.
unironically watching a SpongeBob try not to laugh.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think, but like SpongeBob is a good meme, but like sometimes it's just overused and used for really dumb stuff. But I consider that about,
It's
like
really
any
bad
memes.
relatable stuff.
It's just like, oh, I'm out. It's like, okay.
I know Uganda Knuckles was nowhere near as long. But how long
I
did
was
that
gonna-
last?
I was gonna say that.
Like
but,
a month.
I feel like
Yeah,
general consensus is that everyone hates it.
yeah.
That's so funny. It
Should
was
not
like
have existed, but I think that sort of propelled memes into
a
Yeah.
really dark, not like a dark age, but kind of this new age of memes
Yeah.
that making it.
I'm not gonna lie. Before that, I had no clue what a meme really was.
Like I knew what
It never been
memes.
mentioned to me.
I knew what memes were, but you didn't know like what it.
What counts as one?
Yeah, and when that popped up, it started making a broad spectrum of memes, turning it into this is original content, making this little tiny grain of original content,
Mm.
and then you get like overused stuff, and then you just get stupid humor like eat cereal cornflake, like wait,
Cereal corn.
Eat cereal.
It
Yeah.
eventually becomes a timeline of like this is pretty normal right now to make these memes, and then there will be a time where it's like these are trash and you should never say them again.
yeah,
And I
it's
think that's what
I
happened
feel
with
like it should be
Ultimate
like that
Shaggy.
now.
all yeah, because some of them just became so dumb and so sad that it's just like oh well.
500
You
BC.
carry a battery pack, 'cause
or
your phone
base.
battery's
Mhm.
garbage.
But anyway, it's just just like with memes like that, it just become kind of not almost like disgusting
It's saturated. It's oversaturated, man.
It's becoming. It's like, wow, this is gonna be the new generation. It's gonna be revealed to this
Yeah.
garbage.
Oh my god.
And there will be a time where children will not understand the okay boomer.
Yeah, they won't understand
Dude,
it
I swear
because
to God,
then boomers will be
if-
like out, and then we'll
Yeah.
be the boomers.
dude, if
Exactly.
I get boomered when I'm older, I'm just like, I'm gonna be that Lion Witch in the Wardrobe
It won't-
meme with the lion. Like,
It won't
oh.
be boomer. It will be okay zoomer.
Okay,
Yeah, they'll be
Zoom.
like, okay,
Gen.
I've already
Yeah.
said that to a few people.
And
I've already-
I've already been called that. I went to my desk in English, and there's just like this little cardboard piece of paper. I flip it over. It's like, okay, Zoomer. I'm like, what the heck?
What
Don't
the heck?
use that magical wish I was there when it was written.
I have a super big pet peeve if you say okay boomer in the wrong fashion. Is
Oh.
if you say boomer okay.
Oh.
No.
Like the Yoda. Like the Yoda.
Yeah, and I was like,
Boomer,
no,
okay.
that's trash. You
Yeah.
cannot say that.
Did
That's-
not laugh.
that's when
Hashtag
you're-
not funny.
That's when you're.
Shut up. Shut up.
That's when you're
Not
like.
funny
not
like a boss.
funny.
That's when you're like getting memes and start turning them into like Frankenstein's of
Yeah.
pieces of walking trash. Like it's
Yeah.
horrible. Cause like Yoda stuff, haha. Sometimes they're kind of funny, but then sometimes they're like, oh, you just changed how he said it. Cause it's Yoda. Cause he speaks like backwards. Oh, so funny. If I change what this says of a dead meme, it's so funny. Cause boomer okay.
Boomer.
Yeah,
Okay.
boomer okay.
I really don't like the
Boomer.
Baby Yoda meme. I don't really like
No.
that.
I only
don't feel
like them
that.
because they're good-hearted. There's no real malice in a Baby Yoda meme.
Dude, the best memes are the ones that you're like, oh, yeah, or something. I don't know.
You're on crack.
Yeah,
I'm on
I think that's like called getting on drugs.
Hey guys, I'm
You're
on
under the
trash.
influence.
That's literally the
All right, that's not the sound I meant to make. But
I
I'll
know-
Move on now.
I know with another kind of one that I think no one's really realized is Filthy Frank.
He's dead.
I-
He's not even really Filthy Frank anymore, is he?
No, he's gone, but I feel like he also should
He's been
be
gone for a long time.
What-
He should
what's
be
his-
recognized,
What's his new
though.
alias?
Joji.
Joji.
He makes
Makes music.
interesting music.
I haven't heard like anything from him.
Yeah, it's just like he makes just depressing music because every time I go to his music videos and look at the comment section, they'll be like, first he made us laugh and now he makes us cry.
Like,
Is it that
like
bad?
if you cry every time.
Oh my god.
It's just like
Hashtag relatable. No.
No one does that anymore.
no one
Cringy
does that.
hashtag.
That's the thing is like what people are gonna. That thing's
Label us. For
no, they're not gonna label us for it.
Hashtag or something.
They're gonna They're gonna probably be mislabeling us with that because we never use it. Like our generation, if we do use it, it's usually ironic, or if you're actually like really, really, really basic. Because it's
Hashtag
for like the
okay,
basic
boy.
use, and for companies and
Yeah,
like
dude,
other
yeah.
big stuff to do that. Like I would say. Influencers and like companies use that to maybe like hashtag save the planet.
I've
Dude.
noticed something is that my nephew, who's like 2 years old,
Mhm.
he is a Generation Z. That's too big of an age gap.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
thing.
that's true. Yeah, I looked it up one time, and it was like Gen Z, like 1995 to like 2004 or something like that. I don't know wherever like it was, like
You're
or it's like
millennials.
present day or something. And like millennials is like 81 to 95 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It's just
And
such a
Generation
big-
Z is still going.
I feel like it should just be
Yeah.
like from the
Decades.
the decade.
That'd make more sense.
It would make sense also because we just changed so much, technology advancing, and it's just how we just culture keeps evolving into this grotesque monster of a thing that we call a culture.
I feel like there's
We
still
live
a
in society.
big difference between
Yeah.
sophomore and freshman.
Mhm.
Or when the freshmen came in, I had no idea what meant.
Oh,
Yeah.
What
God.
Visco was, and I was like, I don't know what that is. And then they brought that in, and I was like, oh, I hate this.
I hate
Yeah.
I hate you.
I'm a freshman. I'm a freshie.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, yeah,
everyone.
It's
Freshman
horrible.
time.
No, I'm just sad because Ian's grade got us banned from McDonald's.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So the only time you can go to is if you go for drive-thru.
Imagine going to West.
Yeah, that should probably be our
Imagine going to
next
senior.
topic is
West
the
High.
differences from West and
Oh,
senior.
All right, so
And how
sum it up.
rivalry is kind of stupid. I don't understand that. I got friends at senior, and I love you guys. You guys are like,
Yeah, move.
yeah, but I can't just be like, oh, gotta move, because I also
Gotta
got
move.
good friends at West too. We
gotta move time, baby.
We make fun jokes and all these fun stuff.
All right,
Yeah.
so that's the thing.
And we also didn't ban you guys. Well, we did ban you guys from McDonald's, but I wouldn't say it was us. It was some. You can
it
blame
was a
basic.
group.
You can blame basically. I don't know who it was, but
Takes
I would
one to
say
ruin it all.
yeah.
Whoever was.
I don't know
Some-
who it
The
was.
vapors.
Some dude.
Yeah,
said-
the
It-
vapors.
Who were
was-
vaping in it? That's
Was it?
They-
That was it.
No,
I thought
like,
they were being disrespectful.
well, yeah.
it was disrespectful. I think what they did was they insulted like several
All right.
several of the
Right.
employees. I know that I don't know. I want to say there was a bodyguard in there, but not like a bodyguard. I don't know. If anyone's at West, can you please explain that to me? Because I honestly, I have some knowledge on it, but not like a ton. Because I was obviously when I found out, I was like, I don't even go to McDonald's. What are you kids
Right.
doing? You unhealthy little rats.
So like most of our viewers probably live in this town, but like for those who don't, there's a huge rivalry between West and Senior, and like Edward and Ian go to West, and Cameron and I go to Senior. So there's a little bit of tension. We miss the boys,
I used to live
but they
next
can
to
die
West.
over there.
I would have gone there if I had changed my address on the school form.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. And if I did,
Don't you
I,
live closer to Senior? Or no?
I've moved a lot since
Oh wow.
in the span of 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I lived on Central, and I could have walked to West High. And then, I was like, I'm not going to tell anyone at Senior that I live here. And then I moved to Yale, and now I could practically walk to Senior.
So that's,
Mhm.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I can't. I live farther than Nick's house.
It's like I don't
Ian
know.
lives pretty far.
I live actually pretty far. It's
Wait,
a weird
Edward,
situation.
Where you at? Like how far?
You know where Amen is?
Oh,
All
Yeah.
the soccer games.
yeah,
Right,
dude.
right.
Yeah,
I'm not
Oh.
gonna say exactly where, because you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mind you.
I'd say like with like senior people like with that weird rivalry. I don't know. I honestly don't care. I love rivalries, but it's like sometimes they
Mhm.
just get really annoying. They're like, you're dumb. Haha, no, you're stinky, and then they just start calling each other names, and then you just suddenly get this weird turf gang war kind of style that
Yeah,
happened
that's
last
weird,
year. With another, I honestly laughed at it because I heard a senior kid stabbed another senior kid.
Wait.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, that's what I heard. I was like,
I'm sorry. What?
No.
yeah, I don't think that actually happened. But
I
I
don't
was just
think
like,
that happened, dude.
people are taking it so far to spread rumors. It's just
No, dude.
tear
that
people
definitely
other
did not happen.
apart.
The biggest rumors that happened in freshman year of Senior is that at the beginning it was like there's like a rapist in the school.
What?
What?
Yeah. It was freshman year, and I was on the bus, and I was like, I can't. On the radio, it was just like, yeah, there was a senior, you know, fourth year, who was straight up just fucking raping.
No, my God, dude.
It was
Oh,
like-
dude.
That was on the radio.
It was like one bus driver to the other, and I was
Oh.
like, I can't believe this is happening. It's so young,
And you're like,
and everyone in the bus is like, the fuck?
what are we doing?
Yeah,
Oh my God, dude. And there's that fight last year.
that's the second thing.
That's the
Wait, was it
second
the fight of
The fight
between two
Park
schools?
at
Dude.
at the
at
park.
the park.
Oh,
dude.
I never heard of
It
this.
was
one.
Wait, you know?
Huh?
Come
Was
on.
that-
Wait, was it the-
videos on YouTube?
No, was the
Oh,
fight
it was a
like
South Park.
between the schools?
It was a
No,
Pioneer.
there's like
Oh.
8 West
I didn't
kids
know.
had
Oh,
some
yeah.
beef, and they came over, and then like half of like the senior high first lunch was
Yeah.
over there kicking the crap out.
Yeah,
of
we're
them.
gonna go to Pioneer Park, where every single,
Yeah,
just almost the
It was
majority goes to,
straight mess.
Yeah.
and we're gonna start a fight.
It was
It
terrible.
was so. It was
But
so
it was
dumb.
really bad because I saw a kid in the video getting like curb stomped. I'm like, oh my God!
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
the other kid got like body slammed on top from like a guy jumped off a car
Right.
and body slammed it. I'm like,
And I
dude,
saw someone like
tone it down. Like they have no chance. Like it was really bad.
Yeah, and it was on the news, and everyone was like, "I can't believe this is the school
Senior
system.
kids. And they're like,
They're so aggressive."
and then like those,
Yeah.
and then those were like, oh, the senior kids are so disgustingly awful. Look what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And meanwhile,
that's what we basically from like I guess from the West High perspective, we're like that everyone's like West seniors so bad they killed our people and something like that.
Oh
And
my
it's like-
god.
I was like, this is
dude, everybody was in the wrong. Like,
High school's so dumb.
oh,
I've only been a freshman for like half a school year, but
not even. Dude.
it's ridiculous how stupid things are.
I think you're just stupid.
drama gets so disgusting.
Drama, yeah, no,
Drama
it's
time,
like
baby.
I don't even know because like the big thing in schools, especially in high schools and whatnot, these days, people trying to stop bullying.
that's not
It's
going to
like
happen.
that's if anything, I feel like I can't really speak. I obviously don't know the statistics, but I feel like if anything, it's just getting worse.
Mhm.
And like you said,
Everything.
drama. That's probably the biggest part of it. But like even talking about the fight and everything, there's so much
I feel like
physical
everybody-
violence that still happens.
Everyone
Yeah.
just like stops caring. Like I mean, like the level of that people care about stuff kind of like goes down. Like in my experience in high school, like
Because
people
we're Zoomers.
people just show up to
It's our fault.
Dude, people just show up to class and like, dude, I don't give a fuck what happens today. Like,
Yeah,
like,
I
you know what
remember I was talking to someone. I'm not gonna say it specifically because privacy or whatever. And whoever
expose them.
exposed. No, but they were like talking, and they're like, "Yeah, I come in, feeling great. I want to do school, and then I do history, and then I'm like, I'm out." And I was like, but no one stopped him. No, I haven't even gotten detention, and I've been late to like tons of my classes.
Right.
Like every like good amount of like I know for like the mornings I got a little like the teenage blues and I didn't like I would just come to school a little bit late and that's what I've been kind of doing so far and they just no one has given me detention, no one has said anything, and it's just like teach what's happening, man, because school system is
Right.
broken.
Dude, like I remember I was in biology and this one girl was like not even a minute late, like literally 30 seconds, not even then, like maybe like 20 seconds late, and my teacher was like, "Sweep room, you're done." Like, and then she couldn't come back, so it like sending kids away because they're late is dumb because it just wastes their time. Usually they're not even that like far like late, you know.
Mhm.
And so now you're wasting their time because they're gonna have to make up a whole class period, and it just sucks. You know, I hate that.
It's like why
Kinda
would
like yeah, like who was telling me? Yeah, my Spanish teacher was saying that in like Colombia, it's rude to show up on time. Like you're late to yeah. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. She's talking about. That's what my Spanish teacher said. She's like, if someone's asking you to come over for a dinner party and they say they want you there at 7, you better be there by 7:30. Because if you come at 7, they won't be ready.
That's
You know?
really strange.
Yeah, I know. That's probably why they're third world country. I'm
Well,
just kidding.
like,
I'm just kidding.
I know. It's like I guess if we could switch topics, going to different how cultures are different from I guess our like American culture because
Well,
it's
dude, everything's different. What are you talking about?
yeah
Anywhere you go, even in this country, dude, you go 2,000 miles south, it's gonna be way different. Like, you go down to like the southern states, like Alabama, dude, it's night and day compared to
Amen,
here.
brother.
Like seriously.
I've been to Texas and it's interesting.
That's what I said, dude. Like,
But I mean, like, I want to like talk. I remember, like, there's tips, and it's like with America, if you tip someone, it's like, hey, you're helping them out. But if you tip poorly, it's like, get out of here, you disrespectful pig.
right.
But if you do
it's
that-
bad because like not in this state, you can't underpay. You have to pay minimum wage and then like tips on top of it. But like in a lot of other states, you can pay your workers under minimum wage, and that's garbage. So like
Oh, yeah.
people feel like they feel like they have to tip at least 10% because if you don't tip 10%, you're screwed. They don't have money. Like it shouldn't be our job to pay their salaries. Like it's dumb.
Yeah, but that's also the thing is with like, I would say like, I don't know about, I'm just gonna say probably in Europe. I'm just gonna guess. I'm just gonna generalize. This is racist, but generalizing in Europe. If you if you tip in there, they're just like, what the hell? Why would you tip me? Are you
Right.
saying that I gave a bad like I did a bad job at my
So you
job?
need to do better.
Yeah, it's basically saying you need to do better. I feel
Right.
sorry for you.
Right.
Yeah, but like here, it's like it's literally part of people's lives. Like waitresses and waiters live off of tips.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What about the whole discussion about doctors getting paid too much?
Oh, doctors?
I mean, it really depends. Maybe like a pediatrician gets paid too much, but like surgeons, no. Like if you're doing brain surgery, yeah, you get that money.
Because I was about to
like,
say
yeah.
a neurosurgeon goes to college for like 14 years.
Dude, yeah, you gotta get that cake, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, like, no, I'm talking about
It's one of the
shut up.
highest.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
Oh, of course, dude. Anyway, no, that's like, what's it called? Anthropologists, I think. Anesthesiologists. They're the ones that put you under, right? So they go to school for like 13 years, and then like they do training for 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, cause they're doing that because like they have to put you at the point where you're almost dead but not dead, and you're like in a weird state where you're so unconscious, like, and it takes a long time. But when you do, you get a lot.
Oh yeah, hearing stories about people like waking up during surgery and stuff.
Oh.
And like a lot of times, there's only certain like because most of the time, if you were to wake up during a surgery, like you. Like, so anesthesia and narcotics and everything, it really just shuts off specific parts. Like, you can just wake up and be able to see things, but, like, chances are you're not going to obviously be able to feel what they're doing to you.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, there's people who, like, you know, it's just like sleep paralysis. You wake up and you can't do anything. And, like, from the stories I've heard, like, the pain, like, it's really bad, but, like, it's understandable to the person. But, like, not being able to do anything, just sitting there, it's bad. And like there's this one story of this dude who it was a girl, no, she was wiggling her toes to like get the surgeon or someone to realize what was happening. And then they just gave them more, but it still wasn't the right dosage, so she had to deal with it for the rest of the surgery. And it's like, how do you not realize something is wrong?
Well, I mean, they just messed up, bro.
No, I know what you're talking about, because I kind of had a similar experience back in 2nd grade.
Imagine having your lung collapse.
That's what happened in 2nd grade.
I always forget about that.
No, you never did.
I always forget about that.
This
How
story,
was that?
it was
Tell us the story.
okay. I think with the story, what happened was 2nd grade. It was a very rainy day, and I just got done with soccer practice, and oh boy, that was like a fun day. Went to a Halloween party, 2nd grader Halloween party, super cool. Went to my friend's Jaden's, and it was awesome, wicked. We watched Monsters Inc. Anyway, next day, wake up, feel terrible. I'm like, I'm dying, but not like I didn't know this. I just thought I had this horrible sickness because when I was little, I always got sick.
Because you're doing one long time, baby.
But it was basically was happening. I was like, oh, my chest hurts. I'm coughing. I'm just like horrible, wheezing. I can't breathe.
Like, really bad. Like,
yeah, my mom just was like, you're sick. You got whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's what every time that happens. It's like you're sick. It's okay. I'll take you to grandma's.
You're hurting. Man up.
Yeah, I go to grandma's, and so on my dad's side, because my mom's side, my grandma lives in Wyoming. Anyway, she takes me to my grandma's house, and my grandma's like Mexican. She speaks somewhat English. It's broken English.
Okay.
But anyway, she speaks broken Spanish as well. But that's because that's another
That's
time.
unfortunate.
That's another time. She lived in the Great Depression, so that's another time.
Okay.
Well, so that's what happens in that generation. Is they didn't have education. But went there, and I was laying down, and I feel something moving in my chest.
You feel it?
Yeah, I felt something go like, oh, and it just pulled, and I was just like, I'm going to die. And I just begged my grandma, I'm like, please, I need to go to the doctors. Because being a 2nd grader, all I knew was
7-year-old, I literally died.
you kind of were, though.
Yeah, that's what happened. I was like losing oxygen. I was just like, I need to go to the doctors. And my grandma's like, okay. And then she calls my mom and says like, he needs to go to the doctors. And she's never talked like that ever. She's just like, he has to go. He's just looking like absolute shit.
Bro, what if they didn't do it? Like, what if they're like, oh, man up, your pussy? Like, what if they did that?
Well, I was
like,
a 2nd grader too, and
that
poor
is
little.
so terrible.
And the thing was,
Dude,
when
my
I
dad
was
would've done that.
when I was younger, I was like underweight, and that's the thing because I was always sick, and that's what brought me to like this weird weight thing. So they were always kind of like, go to the, like they weren't always like man up, but they're like, oh well, you're sick. But anyway, we go to the doctors, and the doctor's checking out. They listen to your heart, and then they listen to your lungs, and when they listen to your lungs, they're like, she's listening, and the doctor's like, I don't hear a lung. One of them I can't hear, and then my mom just like eyes are just like, oh no,
dude.
and then like we need to rush him to the hospital now, and then so they put me in a wheelchair, and I'm just kind of like at the point of.
Dude, I don't know if anyone heard that or not, but that was my phone ringing.
but they put me in a wheelchair, and since lack of oxygen, I was basically like,
You just
I was like,
God.
I was just like, where am I going? Because after that, like conversations with like hearing with adults, it just kind of like, I wouldn't say like zoned out, but it's just like all you're focusing is pain, it hurts, and it's hard to breathe. So you're like,
Like a fish out of water.
Yeah, basically. And then they put me in the bed. They put the weird things on, and then they put an IV in, and it's just, ugh, that was horrible.
How do they like raise your lung? Like, how does that
Well,
work?
but that's the thing is they didn't know what was happening. They were just like, his lung collapsed. Is it?
How do you do it? Like, I want to know how that works.
Well, they started searching for symptoms like pneumonia. Is it pneumonia that made it like collapse or something?
Yeah, like,
but it's
was
like,
it like spontaneous? Did you notice like you were breathing like before? Do you
you
think,
think that could have been
the weird. Well, that's the thing is like the weird shifting was actually like later they discovered my heart was shifting.
What? Oh,
My
dude.
heart was shifting
That makes
in my body because my lung collapsed and it was filling up with something, and they didn't know what it was, and we figured out it was mucus, but it wasn't pneumonia.
No.
Dang, dude.
No,
Like,
it started like to turn hard though.
bro, that's making my heart hurt, dude.
And it started. It was full, and it started pushing the heart,
Ugh.
and that's why I felt something move in my heart, and
Ugh.
Because it was your heart.
it was my heart. And then it
Oh,
just,
what's
this?
what's this moving in my chest?
Oh my
Is that
god.
my?
Dude,
This
that-
is an internal organ that
Oh,
should
that's
probably
so-
not be over here.
Yeah, but it just started moving. But
No.
they
Oh.
decided they needed to check it out because they still didn't know what it was, and they just put me in the ICU room. Then they're like, "We're gonna put you to sleep." Anyway, that's what's gonna happen. So they're like, drink this. I'm like, oh cool, but it wasn't in the whatever they gave me. They probably just put it in my IV.
Really?
Yeah,
So you wouldn't feel it or notice it?
yeah,
Took your attention off of it.
yeah. Basically, because I'm a second grader.
The second grader is like, oh, what's that?
Oh, I remember when I got my tube put in. It was like,
Yeah, but it was just like when I took it, I was just out. I was just like, well, this is cool, and it was just out. And all I remember, I think it was 3 or 4 days passed. And that was just horrible. It was hell. And apparently my mom, I saw some, I was awake for certain stuff, but I don't remember it because of how much medication they put me on. Like one time they almost suffocated me because what they did was they're like, okay, we're going to put this camera on a thing and just put it down his throat. You see? And his lungs.
Oh, that's good.
And they put it down, and they're just like, I don't know what they
just saw like an animal.
Yeah, somehow
Like a
somehow they grabbed a sample or something. I don't know how they did that. No one has explained to me how they did that. All they did is just put a tube down, probably sucked some up, and then had a camera there. And then I started turning, blue, suffocating, and they were like, take it out, and I was just like suffocating. And other times I would wake up randomly, and I'd be like, I need to open up the window in sign language because I had a tube like making me breathe. And I was like, open up a window, but obviously the ICU room doesn't have a window. And they're like, and I was telling, I love the nurses. They're like, haha. Love the nurses in sign language. I love you.
7-year-old.
Well,
He's having
back-
a serious surgery.
Yeah, back then I knew sign language. They didn't do any surgery on me. All they did was to get some major
yeah.
parts.
Oh, okay.
And they have to respond to you because you're in second grade and you've got a tube down your throat.
Yeah,
Right.
but that's the thing is I only woke up 3 times, and from my memory, or I guess I was awake. There was like One time I woke up, my uncle was giving me like a Nerf football, and then my vision was blurred, and I was like, football. Touch it. And then I was like, I'm out. And then I just out. And then I don't know what happened. I woke up in like some type of purgatory, I swear. I don't even know if this was reality. I woke up and I was in my bed and I didn't have the tube in my throat, and there was no nurses around. There was no nurses. I think it was probably in the dead of night, I bet. And then I just remember grabbing a tissue and just grabbing stuff out of my mouth. Like mucus. And it just kept falling up. Anyway, and then there was this one show and I couldn't change it. I couldn't change the show. And it was so dumb because I felt like it was hell because it was like, this show's dumb. I hate it. This is grotesque. It's some 80s show and horrible. And then the next time I woke up was the time I got out.
Well,
All right.
we're glad you didn't die.
Yeah.
So,
there's a little more to it, but Joseph's got to be.
yeah, sorry guys. That's all the time we have. Thank you for listening to our podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed. Maybe not.
About Ian dying.
Yeah, Ian dying. That's
yeah,
always the
Ian's
best.
collapsed lung.
Okay, we'll see you guys on the next episode of whatever we call this. Anyway.
All right.
You have a good
casting
night.
off. Good night.
Good night.
Good morning. Who cares? All right. Bye.